this is one of my favorite activities to do when I have a spare few hours. I definitely don't go every week, but I try to go, I don't know, maybe like once a month, once every 2 weeks if I'm lucky. Of course, I go to stock up my fridge, but it's become this kind of meditative me time activity that I love to do specifically by myself. So we're gonna go to the farmer's market. We're gonna pick up some fresh fruit and veggies for our fridge. And we're also going to pick up a couple more kitchen essentials. I don't have a list. I'm just going to be feeling it out as I go. Because the best part about the farmer's market is that you get to buy things that are in season and try new fruits and vegetables that I wouldn't normally buy at a place maybe like Trader Joe's. I have a couple more things planned for this week and I want to take you guys along with me. So we're going to be hanging out. Okay, let's go. Okay, I just parked at the farmer's market and I realized that we have an issue. I haven't eaten this morning and I'm starving. And the reason why I didn't eat this morning was because for some reason everything is making me feel nauseous. Like, I usually eat the same breakfast every day. Toast, sourdough toast, avocado, eggs, very basic. I'll have a matcha. Like, I'm a predictable girl in the morning. But for some reason today when I woke up, all of those things make me feel like I'm gonna puke. So we can't eat that for breakfast, but I do feel like I'm gonna pass out if I don't eat something. So mission number 1 is gonna be finding a snack at the farmer's market because I really need one. Parking lot leaving the farmer's market. I need to tell you guys what happened while I was in there. Anyways, I was initially gonna go home and put everything away because I actually have a haircut right afterwards. However, I spent too long at the farmer's market as usual, and now I have to rush to my appointment. So no surprises here, guys. I kind of expected that this would happen. I'm running so late, so the story's gonna have to wait, but let's go get a haircut. And we're back. I just got a haircut. You guys, like, it's not that different. I just took off a little bit of the end since my hair is kind of damaged right now. I haven't gotten a haircut in almost 6 months, but I'm trying to grow it out. So we kept the length the same pretty much. He just freshened it up, gave me a little bit more life. So that's done and I feel so clean, guys. I don't know what it is, but getting your hair washed by someone else and then cut or freshened up or whatever it is, I feel so clean and refreshed, like I took a full body everything shower. So love. But now that I finally have some time and I'm not rushing to the next appointment, I need to tell you what happened at the farmer's market. I went through the stalls, I was talking to the vendors as I normally do, as I enjoy doing, and I'm beelining towards the bread stall because that's what I know I want next. But I get stopped by this guy at the olive oil stall right next to them. He waves me over to try a sample. So I go over, we start to talk, he's explaining the samples to me. I tried this really good citrus vinaigrette actually. I really might buy it when I'm done with the bottle of olive oil that I already have at home. And that's what I told him. I was like, oh, I can't buy this olive oil today because I already have some, but give me your card or give me the name of the shop and I will try and get a bottle the next time I need it. And we're talking and talking. I'm about to leave and then he introduces himself at the end because we hadn't really done introductions. And then he asked me my name, so I told him and he goes, Sophia, this is for you. It's not that weird, I guess, to be given a flower. No, but actually I wasn't prepared. I was really in like my mode of finding my fruits and vegetables. And so getting this, I was like, oh, thank you so much. I was like, that is so kind of you. And he was like, yeah, I picked that one earlier. That's for you. And it wasn't the vibe where he was like giving it to me because he just had a spare flower or because he was a cutie patootie human who likes to give out flowers. It was more like a, here is a rose, my fair lady. And I just was like, oh, thank you. But oh my gosh, this also reminds me of what happened at work yesterday, which is completely unrelated, but I need to tell you guys this too. Okay, so I was working at the restaurant that I work at, and this guy and this lady walk in, and I recognized the lady from once before. I'd sat her like a couple months ago, so I know she'd dined with us. And she drops off, as she walks in, a goodie bag full of cannabis products, because I remembered this couple. By the way, the guy and the lady in front of me at this time were not the couple, but she is married to this guy and they have a cannabis company. They make these weed products, and I don't smoke at all, so I don't really know anything about them. But whenever I get these at the front, I happily distribute them throughout the restaurant and ask people if they want anything, because I'm not gonna use them, so please take your pick. Anyways, she comes in very nicely and she's like, these are for you guys, there's more coming. And I was like, more coming? What do you mean? About 30 minutes later, her husband walks in, who I also recognize now. And I'm like, oh yes, this is a guy who is married to that woman back there. He, when he walked in, brought more weed products with him. So the wife had brought in a goodie bag full of them, and then he brought in another goodie bag full of products. And then he looks at me and he goes, I know you don't use these, but this is for everybody else. And I was really surprised, because I had told him, I remembered, 2 months ago probably, that I don't smoke weed. And I said that because he'd asked when they first came in, because they brought in some stuff and they were wondering who they could give it to. And I'm like, oh, is your table gonna be a 3 now? Because there's already 2 back there and the reservation was for 2. And he was like, no, my wife was holding my spot. He says, my wife. Then he goes to the back, they have dinner, she leaves, I guess. About 2 hours later, they're done with dinner. They spent their time back there. And it's him and the guy that the wife came in with. I think it was somebody that they work with, like a work colleague. He comes up to the front alone and he leans over the host stand, and we're pretty close. Like, we're kind of like this. Sophia, I would love to take you out for a drink. Would you like to go on a date with me? And I was like, I have a boyfriend and I'm not interested. And he was like, oh, come on, you're lying. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I've been with my boyfriend for 6.5 years. I'm pretty locked in. And he's surprised. He's like, what? That's pretty impressive. Because, you know, whenever I tell people how long I've been with my boyfriend, because I'm so young, I think people are surprised. But anyways, he was like, I commend you. I respect that for Los Angeles. Like, that's a long time. And I just played it off and it was normal. And then I told the other host, because I was like, oh my gosh, while you're gone, this happened. And she's like, what about his wife? And then I realized, I'm like, wait, what about his wife? Because in the moment, I had forgotten that they were a couple. And I was like, are they an open relationship, or are they like swingers? What am I being invited into? And it was super interesting because his wife wasn't there when he asked me, but he had very explicitly told me, like, my wife. And then when she left, she was like, oh, my husband. So they were making it very clear that they were together. And then he asked me so explicitly in front of, you know, it was at the front of the restaurant, not trying to be shy about it at all. And I was very shocked. So some food for thought there for us. If I was single, I think I would have gone for the plot, because I was like, what is this? Like, what is this situation? Granted, that's kind of scary. Would I really go? Probably not, because I would talk myself out of doing something unsafe. I was just like, are we swinging? What's the vibe here? So those are my stories for you guys from last night and today. And now I have a rose. So let's go home. I do have to go to work in about an hour. I should stop talking and drive home. We're finally home from the haircut and the farmer's market, and I want to show you guys what I bought. We can start off with this beautiful loaf of sourdough bread. Love. We also have, let me just show you guys. So we have some heirloom tomatoes, we have avocados, potatoes, a dozen eggs, some fresh pressed orange juice, we have broccolini, apples. I think these are called Matsuma apples or Matsumi apples. I'll have to look that up. This one is called, where is it? It's tiny. It's like Centriol or Centrium or something. Apparently this is really delicious, and she said I had to try one, so I bought one of those. We have some blackberries. We have beautiful, gigantic leeks. We have an onion, and we also have these stunning yellow oyster mushrooms. I'm so excited for these. The guy who sold me these told me that the taste profile is very creamy and kind of cashew-like. But yeah, that is our farmer's market haul. Gonna pop the berries right here. We have a fully stocked fridge. This is so satisfying. The veggie drawer is full, by the way, which is why I didn't put more vegetables in there, but we're looking good for the week. We're we're doing an orange juice taste test. I've never had the orange juice from this place. I think it was called Polito Farms. It is just 100% fresh orange juice. I mean, I know I'm gonna love this, but I wanna try it on camera. 10 out of 10. That is so good. It's a little bit tart, I would say. It's not as sweet as some fresh orange juices I've had, but definitely not too sour. And it just tastes so fresh. Like, that tastes amazing. This is the kind of juice I crave every day, but I'm too lazy to juice my oranges. So highly recommend Polito Farms. 10 out of 10. That is so good. And so you're supposed to get in between them. Look at that. Hi guys, it's Friday and we are taking Miss Girl Nori to the vet. Good girl, you're being such a good girl. Oh, okay. Hi, honey. I feel like such a mother. I'm so proud of her for just getting her vaccine.